4 years for this piece of paper. Oh boy. By the way, I just graduated last year in 2019 July, so it's about 1 year ago. Whew, time flies. What is up, my friends? Welcome back to Your Average Gent. It's your boy Evan. For those of you who have just graduated, congratulations, you have made it. And for those of you who have not, who are considering or entering college this August or September, this video is for you. When I first started college, nobody told me anything about college, right? And I was thinking, well, everybody is going to college and I'm just gonna go with the flow. But actually there are a lot to take note of when it comes to college. I kind of wish someone made this video back then to tell me exactly what to expect in college. Like if it is right for me, what are the advantages and disadvantages of college, which is what this video is gonna be exactly about. And without further ado, let's begin. First of all, I want to list down all the advantages and the disadvantages of going to college, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my own verdict. Okay, let's go. First advantage of going to college, let's get it out of the way, and that is you learn technical knowledge. It teaches you all the technical and the textbook skills. If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, dentist, pharmacist, all those academia or research related topics, college is pretty much the only way to go, right? Because these are the areas that requires a formal college degree. And you need to be professionally trained to enter these fields. Whereas the artsy related, the business related, and the IT related industries don't necessarily require a formal college degree in order to practice them. But nonetheless, you will learn all the basics and the fundamentals when it comes to all these subjects. The second advantage of going to college, and that is the network. College is one of the best places to develop and to practice your EQ and your social skills in a safe environment. Everybody is essentially there to learn new skills, meet each other, develop strong friendship and relationships. So this 3 or 4 years in college is probably gonna be the phase of your life when you get to know the most people. Okay, the third advantage of going to college, and that is the experience. College is the time where you have the most amount of free time, and when I talk about free time, I'm talking about time that you don't have to go to class. Unless if you're talking about you are getting a double degree, double major, you're fast tracking, those kind of crazy shenanigans. So if you are a normal college student, you will have a lot of free time. And with that comes a ton of freedom to pursue whatever you like. You can pursue your hobbies, you can take a bunch of extracurricular activities, you can take a minor in the subject that you like, you can sign up for new and interesting classes, pick up new and interesting skill sets that are not necessarily related to your degree. So college is really the time for you to explore your own passions and your interests. Okay, the fourth advantage of college is that it is really the place where you make genuine friendships and develop meaningful relationships. Because you're constantly with people who share the same value, interest, and passion. You just meet a lot of like-minded people, people who share the same goals and the same ambitions in life. And me personally, I made some of my best friends in college. So my advice to anyone who are going to college is don't just study, right? Although that is a huge part of your university and your college life, but your college is so much more than that. Join interest groups, go and participate in extracurricular activities, and just meet lots of people. You are probably never gonna meet as many people as your 3 or 4 years in college. That being said, there are also many disadvantages of going to college, which I am gonna be touching on right now. The first disadvantage of going to college, and that is gonna be the school fees, right? Or whether or not you want to get into debt. If there are no government subsidies, if your parents are not funding you, if you don't have enough savings to fund you through the college, then you should seriously reconsider whether or not you should go ahead to apply to the most expensive college out there. I mean, technically you could get a student loan, incur some debt from the bank, but you honestly have to weigh whether or not it is gonna be worth it. it. Whether or not the job prospects after you have graduated is gonna be worth it and it's gonna be enough to pay off the debt. Another option is to apply for scholarships, but when it comes to scholarships, you really have to know exactly what you are getting yourself into. You really need to be able to see yourself working for that company or for the industry that is giving you the sponsorship for the period of time that is stipulated in the contract. I have friends who are currently serving their scholarship bonds who are absolutely miserable in their job. I also have friends who cannot take it, so they break their bond, in which case they have to incur financial penalties. So before getting into debt or taking up a sponsorship, you really have to know what you're doing and what to expect. Okay, the second disadvantage of going to college is that you have to know that the majority and the bulk of things that you learn in college it's probably not gonna be what you are gonna do. I studied real estate, but the first job that I got, although it is also in a real estate industry, but only about less than 10% of whatever I learned is relevant. Bulk of all the jobs out there will require you to learn on the job. So you have to be a quick learner. In my opinion, the only thing that is relevant in college across the board in all subjects in all majors, it is not so much about the content it teaches, but it is about teaching you how to learn on your own. It is about teaching you how to be independent and how to self-study. Yeah, that is essentially what college is about. The number one lesson that you can learn in college is to learn how to learn. To train yourself to learn quickly. If you are a quick learner, you will succeed in whatever you do in life. I sidetracked, but back to disadvantage number 2. Most of the contents that you are learning is probably gonna be outdated or irrelevant by the time you graduate. Okay, the third disadvantage of going to college, and that is all about the opportunity cost. Now, you're gonna spend 3 to 4 years in this college thing, right? And 3 to 4 years is a lot of time if you're just gonna be wasting it. So you really gotta decide for yourself if these 3 to 4 years of your time are gonna be worth it spent in college. So, final verdict, I wanna say that although a lot of the companies nowadays, they like to say that they don't require their job applicants, their candidates to have a formal degree or formal education, especially your giant tech companies like your Google or your Apple, but I just wanna say that, like, at the end of the day, degree or not, you still have to have those technical skills. And if you're not gonna go to college, then you better make sure that whatever skill set that you have are better than those students in college. In Singapore or in Asian context in general, getting a college degree is still pretty much essential if your goal is to get a good stable job and to settle down. And most employers, they still look at the piece of paper, although as superficial as it may sound, but just make sure that you go to a college that you can afford. There's no point incurring a huge college debt after your graduation. And also go to a university or college with the right mindset, right? Work hard on your degree, learn as much as you can, don't waste it on useless parties, meet as many people as you can, build your networks and develop genuine friendships. To me, the degree itself, the piece of paper, it's totally not worth it, right? The knowledge and the content that you learn, you can pretty much learn from anywhere else at a cheaper price. Unless you're talking about law or medicine or those kind of super specific degrees, what makes university and college worth it is really about your experiences, about the friendships, the relationships that you develop while you are in college. So it is really not about whether or not college is gonna be worth it for you. It is about you making it worth it. It is about you putting in the effort and the hard work to make it worth it. And if you don't think that college is right for you, you don't want to go to college, it is okay as well, unless you absolutely know what you're doing or whatever you want to do and you have whatever it takes, and you're ready to work your butt off, then sure, you don't have to go to college. If you don't want to go to college, you have to know exactly what you're doing and you have to have an exact plan for your career and or your business. You can't just wing it, right? I'll just get a random job and see whatever happens, happens. I know some of you may say, look at Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. Didn't they just all dropped out from college? So why is college necessary again? They dropped out because they already have a plan, they already have a business, they know what they're doing, and whatever they are doing is already working. That is why they left. So finally, my bit of advice for those of you considering college is that if you can, go to college and then start something, some business or some new ideas while you are still in college. And if eventually it becomes so successful that it requires you more time, then sure, you can drop out. I have friends who started their real estate business while they're in college, and although they didn't drop out in the end, but they are currently doing really well. If I were to go back in time, I will probably start making videos even earlier. I will also explore more things, sign up a bunch of interesting classes. I made a video talking about the top 5 biggest lessons that I've learned in my 4 years in university or college. I dropped a lot of golden nuggets in that video. I'll link it down in the description below if you want to check it out. And that is basically it for today's video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that thumbs up button for me for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to click onto the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell, because I will be dropping at least 2 new dope videos every single week, and you just don't want to miss it, man. Once again, my name is Evan, you're watching Your Average Gent, and I'll see every one of you in my next video. Bye!